Hey, friends! Barkey J. Dog here, back with another movie review. Many years ago, before moonlighting and Die Hard, when he was working as a waiter and awaiting his big break, Bruce Willis struck up a friendship with a musician, Robert Kraft. Together, they cooked up a tune, which Willis said he would turn into a movie if he ever got the chance. And he did. This time, we're looking at a notorious flop that killed off a movie studio, namely Hudson Hawk from 1991. Our story goes like this. Our hero, Hudson Hawk, is just out of prison after a 10-year stretch. Hawk is the world's greatest cat burglar, and right away, he's pressured into robbing an auction house for a certain artifact made by none other than Leonardo da Vinci. Hawk and his friend Tommy Five-Tone rob the auction house successfully, but eventually find they're in over their heads as they get pressured into making 2 more robberies in Rome, stealing other Da Vinci relics. All along the way, Hawk is in constant danger from the people bankrolling the crime, the Mayflowers, a loony pair wanting to sow chaos and take over the world, as well as a CIA agent and his team of candy bar codenamed agents, and even the Vatican Security Service on top of that. See, it turns out Da Vinci created this gadget that, when assembled, can turn lead into gold. This puzzle piece crystal is at the heart of the machine, and the pieces are hidden inside these relics. There's a lot of action, lots of stunts, and a fair degree of comedy. Will Hudson Hawk save the world from the Mayflowers? Will he win over his love interest? And will he ever get that cup of cappuccino he wants so badly? In our cast, we have Bruce Willis, of course. He was just off moonlighting in the first 2 Die Hard movies. He helped write the script and the signature tune about the title character and lent his star power to the project. We also have Danny Aiello as Tommy Five-Tone. He's a lot of fun, and he and Willis have some great banter together. Andie MacDowell plays Hawk's mysterious love interest, and the legend himself, James Coburn, plays the CIA agent. Not a huge role, but he's wonderful in every scene he appears in, as you'd expect. Sandra Bernhard plays one of the Mayflowers, and she tears up the scenery, obviously having lots of fun playing this goofy, over-the-top character. Richard E. Grant plays her husband, and he's having fun too. They said they both knew right away that the movie would bomb, so they just had a lot of fun with the whole thing, and it shows. If you look fast, you'll spot David Caruso from NYPD Blue and CSI as Kit Kat, one of the CIA henchmen. Lorraine Tresant plays another CIA henchman. She went on to appear in Saving Grace and lots of other television work. Finally, William Conrad is here. Cannon himself provides the opening and closing narration. Conrad, of course, in addition to acting on camera in many roles, had a great voice and did a lot of voice work over the years. Conrad was the original Marshall Dillon on the radio version of Gunsmoke. While he worked on the television series Jake and the Fat Man after Hudson Hawk, this was his last film role. Behind the camera, veteran Joel Silver was tapped to produce, and Derek Meddings, who cut his teeth on Stingray and The Thunderbirds for Jerry Anderson, and worked on several James Bond films, among many other things, worked on the special effects. Hudson Hawk was one of his last projects. So you have a big star at the top of his game, a veteran producer, a great cast, location shooting in Rome, stunts, action, and the picture bombed at the box office anyway. In fact, it bombed so hard, it bankrupted TriStar. forcing Columbia, their partner studio, to buy them out. So what the hell went wrong? It's really hard to say. Speculation is that Willis didn't quite know what he wanted and kept making changes to the script, and as a result, was often at loggerheads with the director, Michael Lehman, who had directed Heathers in 1988, but was still a bit green. And then this was a comedy, and it was felt the humor just didn't land. Others felt the press were salivating to take down Willis after his successful transition from television to movies, and they were looking for an excuse to knock him down a peg or two. Maybe it was a combination of all of these things. The movie itself is flawed, to be sure, but it's not god-awful either. The humor doesn't always stick the landing. Sometimes it gets too quippy or sort of vague. Some of it drags on instead of being finely tuned. But all in all, while Hudson Hawk is no masterpiece, I had fun watching it. It's just one of those movies like Cutthroat Island. It's supposed to be awful. It bombed at the box office. It's notorious, but it's fun anyway. It's a 90s action comedy with Bruce Willis at the height of his powers. Has a great bluesy soundtrack. James Coburn? It's just a hoot. Kino Lorber has done right by the movie with this edition on Blu-ray, which features some interviews with Willis, Kraft, and Bernhard, as well as deleted scenes and the music video for the Hudson Hawk theme song. Hudson Hawk is worth a watch if you've not seen it, and I'm giving this one 2.5 paws up. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.